And the way I normally use it is I will normally create a next file and I will call it session manager.php, and this is where we're going to actually instantiate or session factory and then open it up to our application. So I'm going to quickly create it because it's going to be a very simple, even going to be even more simpler than, and it's going to be even more simpler than our factory. So I'm going to say PHP declare strict types namespace magma session, again because we're in that session root directory, and call class session manager, right? And this only got one method, and this method is called initialize. Let's say public function initialize, right? So I need to bring in my factory, so I'm going to say use magma session factory. Now I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it factory. I'm going to create an object of that factory. So I'm going to say new session factory, right? And because we got a constructor within our factory which is empty, there's nothing to pass in. But all the thing that we need to do is actually call that create method on that object. So we're going to say return factory. I'm going to get that create method right here, right? And we can actually name or give our session a name in this first argument, which I'm going to leave blank for now. And the second argument is where we pass in our storage, and this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to say backslash, we're going to say magma, we're going to say session storage, I'm going to say native session storage colon class, and that is it. That's how we pass our native session storage class within our factory by using that colon class at the end. So this bit look like the namespace, and then we call colon class at the end. So we're passing in a reference to this native session storage within our factory, which then instantiate that class and create an object and pass an option within that constructor. That's as simple as it is. It does not get any simpler than that. And this session manager is what we're going to be using within our Bootstrap application file to actually create our session for our entire application. You know, we're not going to be putting session start on each file that we create. It's going to be Bootstrap throughout our entire application. That's as simple as it gets. So there is actually one more thing that we need on the third argument, and that's going to be that configuration file that we've been talking about, that YAML configuration file. And again, we've not yet created that YAML class, which is going to use Symfony YAML component, which is what we're going to be doing in a video coming up very shortly. We're going to be installing YAML component in Composer, and then we're going to be creating a wrapper class around that called our YAML manager, which is what we're going to be calling within the third argument, and that is going to actually fetch that configuration file within our application. So for the time being, I could just leave it as an empty array because the third argument is expecting an array, and that is pretty much it for our session component. I mean, as I said earlier on, we're going to be coming back to it to add in additional features that's going to do sort of like prevent hijacking of our sessions and validating our sessions and stuff like that. So again, I want to actually move on to a different component. So we're going to put session to one side for the time being, and we're going to jump into a different component. Again guys, please like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave whatever comments you got down in the comment section, and let's start a discussion about what you like and what you don't like, and how I can actually do things a little better. So again, like, share, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.